Okay, hey, this is part 3 of tutorial 1. Hopefully, I think this is probably the last part of this tutorial, and then we'll start breaking down the individual devices and looking at those in a lot more detail for you. But for now, just to finish the tour of everything that's in Reason Essentials, we were talking in part 2 about using the programming facilities on the audio track. The audio track, where are we? Here we are. We put a chorus flanger in on audio track 1, and we'd assigned a programming to this FX rotary 1. So we had the chorus flanger in as an effect. We slot it into here as an effect that is relevant to this audio track. If I flip the rack round, you can see that can be used to control something that isn't even part of this audio track. That would be used in, well, not that rare actually, depending on what you want to do, but it's not, certainly not normal to use that. What you would normally do is have the audio track which takes, going back to the front of the rack, it takes an audio signal from, in this case, a guitar, which is fed into quad capture. Is my Roland quad capture analog to digital interface, and this channel, the channel is a stereo pair, if you like, 1 and 2, and I'm taking in a mono input from channel, what's essentially channel 1 of that interface device. So that comes in from a guitar, but it could be from anything really, as an audio input. That might be from a microphone, it might be from anything that has an audio that's opposed to MIDI. There are facilities for MIDI inputs. We'll come on to that in some more detail, but we're looking at audio inputs in this particular device. So the audio track then takes the input from channel 1 of our interface, and then if we flip round to the back again, we can send that to an effect, and we've mounted the effects unit here, so we can patch that in from our out send, so the left and right send, to our chorus flanger, and then the left and right send. Now if you notice there, coming this way, I did them individually. If you go this way, it will automatically interpret it for you and plug both in. But if you take the right to the left, obviously it will just take the one patch cable in. Let me just show you that again, what I did. So if I take from the left on the device to the return on the effects return on the audio track, it plugged in the right as well, so it kind of anticipates what you want it to do in that respect. Okay, turning around back to the front again. So I now have an audio track which plays through this chorus flanger, and I can set delays and feedback and the low frequency oscillation rate and modulation amount to those. I can synchronize that to the tempo of the song. Now let me just take my microphone, which is on this channel here, and now you can hear the effect is altering that signal. So what's happening is the microphone that's picking my voice up is being sent through on channel 2, which is my microphone, and sent through this, which has a delay. I'll take that down the feedback is controlled by this, so I'll get a bit of feedback. That's terrible. Let's get rid of that. And that is in turn being modulated by this low frequency oscillation, which I can speed up the rate of that and sound like a Dalek, or take the rate down and change the amount that it's modulated by. So that's what's going on there. I'm going to get rid of that because it's just terrible, really. Back to channel 1. Okay, when I want to program, because I might have several things going on in here, let's drag this equalizer down here, you'll then see that there are two devices, the chorus flanger here and the M-class equalizer here. And I can program those using these knobs and these buttons. So if I go to the chorus flanger and just set an action for button 1. Button 1 is here, and I want that to set whether it's enabled or not. So if I come back now, oops, let me come down so you can see it all. Go back now to my quad capture button 1, just so you can hear what's happening there. Rotary 1 is, we set this back in part 2 of the tutorial, is changing the feedback. Okay, so if I now turn rotary 1, you will see that that controls the feedback button here. But I can also get rotary 1 to alter the equalizer here as well. So if I go into the device, select the device, the equalizer, and say I want rotary 1 to, what shall we do here? Let's put a mid-range boost in there. So parameter 1, parametric 1, gain. Okay, so I'll switch parameter 1 on and change. If you see that that's given a mid-range boost, I'll give it a bit of a width, and I need to patch that in. So flipping around to the back, it's because I dragged it from over there, it's connected to something over there which I don't want it to be. What I will do is take it from my chorus flanger and daisy chain it in to the circuit and then back up here, and you'll notice that now I've got an equalizer affecting the signal. Sorry about the sound of my voice. So coming back down here then, rotary 1 is now adjusting both the feedback on this device here and the gain of this mid-range boost here. So if you see, it's changing simultaneously the feedback here and the gain on this parameter 1 here, which adjusts the peak, the height of this mid-range boost peak here. Okay, so that's just to show you what I can use programmers for. We'll come on to talk about useful uses of that rather than just a demonstration which has led to this pretty awful sound, frankly. Let's get rid of it. There we go, that's better. So then, that's pretty much the rack covered, at least in terms of what you can put in it. You can have as many of these devices in as whatever configurations you choose, really. I mean, you're pretty unlimited to the number of things you can put in there. I've covered all the devices, and to put one in I just go to create an instrument, the drum machine, the synthesizer, instrument device, loop players, samplers, scream distortion, reverb, guitar amp, bass amp. So I can just put in, you know, a compressor, and then I can just add in another